Hi everybody, thank you so much for being here. I am very excited today. I'm gonna kind of do a first impressions wear test-ish of Aeva Beauty, I believe it's pronounced A-E-V-A. They are a Black-owned beauty brand. I can put a link to their website below, but they basically have what they seem to kind of put as their main tagline almost is that they have universal highlighter shades. So I got a bundle of 3 of the highlighters, which I will swatch on my arm, but no, highlighters might not be something that you use in such a full force, it's something that usually you kind of diffuse out, but obviously to each his own. I think what I'll do today is use one on my face and on like my eyes is kind of like, they're very super glitter. They are not a pressed product. They are a loose pigment. These are cruelty free. The brand also seems to have liquid lips, lots of lashes, and they are coming out with a new eyeliner called the Feliner. And I also though got a gloss because I've just, of course, I love my lip gloss. So I will try that out as well. Otherwise, I want to do a very kind of clean, fresh makeup look. I think this is something just for the summer that's really nice, and also not going out. You don't need to put on a heavy amount of makeup. Sometimes you just want to do a nice, fresh, clean look to make you feel good. And sometimes it's just nice to have something that's a little bit more, show your skin. I have plenty of hyperpigmentation from past acne and issues, and it's not always about correcting every single flaw that you have on your face. Sure, you want to have flawless looking skin, but at the end of the day, nobody is perfect. Nobody has perfect looking skin, or if they do, they've spent thousands of dollars on it. It's good and it's nice to be natural, enhancing the things you want to enhance, highlighting the things that you want to highlight, and then kind of, contouring or diminishing the things that you don't want as much. So first, let's get into just these swatches here of the 3 shades. And I forget, I believe this is the champagne bundle. So at the top here, we have the one that I'm wearing within the video, which you can see that first kind of swatch area over my tattoo is with the brush, and you can see some of the pigment. Then underneath that is the finger swatch. Then there was the brush swatch for that purple lilac shade, and then the finger swatch. Similarly to the rosé, the champagne rosé, I have where the brush was and the finger swatch, and then I also swatched the lip gloss as well, which almost looks more like a combination between rosé and the top one. It's interesting, it seems like really only that top shade that I wore today had some pigment that laid down with the brush. The other ones just kind of flaked off into like glitter craziness. So I think they really probably would work best on top of a glitter glue like what I did on my lid, or even onto the cheeks if that's really the look that you were trying to achieve. But I think I'm going to play with the Champagne Lavish all over the face and on the lids, but let me go through and just kind of talk you through my basic, really light makeup that I like to do. So it is, as often in this room, warm, and I try not to have any fans or anything on just because I don't like that cluttering up my sound. So the first thing that I like is priming the skin. I really have been enjoying wherever the primer may be. Let me see. Here she is. I've really been enjoying this Milani one. I've ordered some that should be coming soon that are a little different than this, but this one is a kind of a light infusing primer, basically just a primer that helps to highlight. There are kind of small, not glitter, but kind of glitter-esque specks in this primer that just, I think, help to really heighten and lighten the nice areas of the skin. It's tricky for me because this is a loose powder. I am a little fearful that it is going to kind of fall underneath my eyes here. I do want to try it as a highlight, but it doesn't, I mean, here they are on my arm, and if I just kind of wipe my arm, they kind of remain. So it will be interesting to see how well the lasting power is. I'll come back on in I don't know how many hours and kind of do a check-in to see how things are looking. But I think, let's just do it. Let's do the face first. I might as well just get her done. So after primer, I want to go in actually with my color corrector. See if I can find her. Sorry. So I really like this one from LA Girl. It's a cheap concealer, a cheap product, which is nice. LA Girl usually is. And this is a very pink, peach toned color corrector. So I put this right into the cavern parts of my eye and right along where I have blue-green discoloration. So just right within there, and then sometimes over darker kind of blemishes if I want to. I don't always do this, but I definitely will sometimes. Now with this, I honestly just tap it out with my finger, go right underneath my eye, and really I should probably use my ring finger because that one has the lightest amount of pressure, and especially underneath your eye. This is just such delicate skin. But you can see already how that has really helped to cancel out some of that blue-green discoloration. If you think about things as they are on like a color wheel, which I can pop up, you will see that when you use a color that's across from one another, it will help to cancel out. It will help to neutralize the skin. And I just think it also kind of helps on some other discolorations on my face, just so I don't have to use as many products. With that in place, this is when I go into my foundation. I've currently been using the Maybelline, I think this is a Superstay, Maybelline Superstay 24-hour. I don't know if this is causing issues on my skin, so I've bought some hypoallergenic stuff to test that out as well, but I do love this foundation. I do one pump right onto my beauty blender, or I use the Real Techniques sponges because they're cheaper and I think give pretty much the same look. So I kind of dot things around all over the face and then spread product down my neck and then build my way up and blend up towards my forehead. There we go. We have the foundation all blended out, and this foundation does build up, so if you wanted to do another coat, you definitely could, and it would help to conceal even further. But from here, I'm just gonna go into my Instant Age Rewind, also from Maybelline, and this is just a fantastic concealer. You will see this used by so many people. It's affordable, and it's just good. So I put that right under my eyes to brighten. And then any other kind of blemishes that I want to try to diminish, or anywhere else that maybe I want to highlight a bit. And I take my sponge again and I blend it out. You can see quite a bit of discoloration on my lids that are pretty dark. So I'm going to use whatever I have left on my sponge, just kind of tap over that lid space because we're going to use very minimal products here. And then where I don't have product, I'm just gonna kind of tap over again to pick up and blend out any excess that I have in that area. And this is really all the concealing and the kind of complexion products that I'm going to use. And you can still see discoloration and things on my face. I think that's okay. I think that's something that I wish more people would just be okay with. But from here, what I've really been enjoying is this Dandelion Dew, which is a cream version of the Dandelion blush that I really enjoy from Benefit. Cream blushes, I just have such a little place in my heart. So I tap and warm up the product in between my fingers, and then I tap it right onto my cheeks. And then I just kind of bounce it around, bring it up back towards the high point of my cheeks, but it just gives such a nice glossy really beautiful skin-like kind of look to the blush. I tap over my nose a bit as well because you want it to be like the sun-kissed, you know, your cheeks. You want it to be a natural looking blush and flush that you have to your skin, which it just looks, you know, healthy, glowy, dewy, fresh. Now, after I do that, I don't want to, but I sometimes add a liquid highlight along here because that would help the highlight stick if I chose a powder one, but I want the powder ones from Aeva Beauty to just kind of stay out and stand out as best as they can. So another thing that I want to do is set my under eye. Now, setting my under eye, I do use Laura Mercier, you know, something like a Fit Me, or what's the other one? A Rimmel Stay Matte. Those I've heard are good, cost-effective drugstore alternatives. So I tap some into my cap and I just get a little bit onto my brush. Now, I only want the littlest amount of powder, but I do want to set under my eyes because that will help the longevity of my products. So I'm just going to tap ever so lightly underneath my eyes, and then in between my brow, up along my forehead, down around the sides of my nose, and then also onto my chin, kind of the T-zone area. But I really don't want to over powder my face. I think that's really where things start to look cakey and very heavy, is when you over powder. So beyond that, I am definitely going to bronze up my face a bit as well. That helps kind of just warm up the complexion, give you a little bit more dimension into your face. So this is just a Clarins bronzer that I don't believe is available anymore. But this I got from my sister-in-law. It has a really nice kind of couple of tones in here, kind of cool and dark tones. But if I just put a little bit on a kind of like angled brush, I usually start, ooh, you can see the sweat, honey. I usually start up kind of where my hairline is, just because that area, if there's a little extra product, probably wouldn't be seen by people anyway. So I first start up within the hairline around my forehead, and I have a pretty large forehead, so I'm okay with getting a decent amount of product in that area. Then I kind of bring down and blend into the hollows of my cheeks. And then from there, I also bring down and go underneath my jaw. Think about it kind of like a 3. With whatever bronzer you are using, this is also what I'm going to kind of put into the eye to give just a little bit of definition onto the eye, but just ever so slightly. I don't want to do a whole lot. So I'm going to take just a kind of a fluffy brush, go into my bronzer, take a little bit of it and just put it right into the crease and blend just a hair, not too much, and then blend it up. And that will give you just the lightest bit of definition right within the eyes. Now, beyond this, if I was not using the Aeva Beauty products, I really at this point would take whatever other highlighter I have, highlight here, highlight a little bit in the center of my lid, put on maybe a little bit of like a brow gel or something, which we can do that now, why not? I love this Almay brow styler. Now, I am blessed with having a good amount of brow hairs, so I can get away with just putting in a bit of this brow styler, which helps to darken, thicken up my hairs a little bit within my brow, kind of define things. But I really like this product. I think it keeps the brows tamed, but it also adds a decent amount of color into the brow as well. You also can kind of comb up the brow and really get that nice feathery look if you'd like as well, which is a really nice way to also kind of keep a youthful looking brow, is really feathering up kind of that front area. I usually don't do super extreme, but just a little bit, never hurt nobody. There we go. And from this point, I only have Vaseline on my lips because I'm still healing a little bit. I'm trying not to do too much makeup, but I just adore makeup, so it's hard to get me to not do it. Anyway, anyway. So before I do mascara, which really would be beyond highlight, the next thing I would do is just curl my lashes and put mascara, and that would be the quick, easy look that I would do. But we are obviously going to go into this beautiful highlight. Again, this is the one called Lavish, Champagne Lavish. So I'm going to take a highlighting brush here and kind of tap her off and just see what it looks like. It's got a bit more dimension than what I was thinking, like a little bit more almost greeny gold dimension to it, which is pretty. Over here as well. Tap off the excess. Oh, see, when you got a lot, you can definitely see it's more of kind of like a glitter base, so this might not be for everyone, but it is beautiful. I'm gonna do a bit down the bridge of the nose, a little on the Cupid's bow. Then for the longevity of this product, I am going to put a eyelash, no, what am I thinking of? An eyelid like glitter glue. Let me find one. Here's a NYX glitter glue, just because I want to give this a decent shot. And this is pretty much a loose kind of glitter. I wouldn't just place this on my eye and expect, you know, this to just stay there and not fall down on my cheeks. Granted, obviously I put some on the high points of my cheek, but you know what I mean, hopefully. So I'm going to take this now with my finger, tap in and just press it on my lid, and let's see how she looks. Oh. Okay. So even when applying, I'm getting some underneath the eye, which isn't exactly the look that I was going for. I wanted it to be more so just on the top, so I'll try to get that gone in a second here. So see if I can take kind of just a fluffy brush. I kind of want to get pinpointed into my inner corner a bit with this as well, so I'm going to take some on a smaller brush here. You can really see when it's concentrated, it definitely has like a yellow gold tinge to it. And then I want to try to add just a bit more just right within the center and not blend it out too much. I mean, she's popping. Definitely glitter galore. Let me cap her up because that is one thing. This glitter is pretty loosely milled, and it is definitely pretty much all over my hands. I definitely have some under my cheeks, not where I particularly placed it here, but just underneath kind of my eye area, which is not my favorite thing to happen. But I was kind of expecting it from a product like this, so it makes me wonder, like, if I do want to actually use this in this form or application, to maybe put like a shield or something or a piece of paper first. It's just then, you know, is it then a product that you really want to futz around with? But I adore that it's a, you know, a smaller brand, and it's a Black-owned beauty brand, and, you know, applying things to get a different kind of, or a look that you want, applying them in a manner that you may not have thought of before might be a little bit different than what you normally do. Who really cares at the end of the day? Obviously, if this is a quick look and you're trying to just run out the door, I wouldn't have put any highlight like this on my eyes. I would have just probably gone with a very subtle, more subtle highlight, something probably like Mary Luminizer, or just something a bit not as bold or glitter. So let me pop some mascara on and I will bring you back for the lip gloss. All right, everybody, let's try on this lip gloss. Now, this is a beautiful looking pink lip gloss with definitely like gold kind of reflect. Let's see here. Gold, almost like orange as well. Really, really pretty gloss. So let's see, kind of tap in my Vaseline here. almost like a sweet smell, but also slightly cosmetic. Just a regular doe foot applicator. I almost wish that maybe the applicator would provide a little bit more product. But still, a really pretty gloss, and I think it plays fun. I don't really feel any grittiness, which is nice. It's definitely a smooth feeling glitter, and I think it kind of plays fun with the eye, especially because I did kind of the glitter in a goldish, kind of gold greeny vibe. So I am going to, I got some mascara up on my lid. And I'll come back in a couple hours and we'll kind of assess and see how much glitter is under the eye. You can definitely see a really pretty green sheen. And what's interesting is how you really see much more of what must be the pigment of that green gold. Compared to on the lid, you see some of the green gold, but you see so much more of that really pretty reflect. So when you really kind of buff it in, you get much more of just the pigment instead of kind of that really glitteriness that's kind of all over my hands. So I will see you back in a couple of hours. Otherwise, hope all is going well. Hey everybody, so a little bit of a check-in here. We're about 3 hours in, and you can definitely see sparkle that has fallen. You can see the highlight too, which was placed on purpose, but I do think there has been some fallout. I've also changed my lips just to be with Vaseline, just because I don't want to upset any issues that I got going on, but I still really like how it looks on the lid. I think it's really pretty, very much that kind of like glass look, which I enjoy. But yeah, we'll check in a few more hours and see under kind of more of the studio lights what she looks like, but this is the lighting at the end of the day. I actually still, again, love the coverage of that Maybelline 24-hour stuff is Superstay. It is so nice. It really does look good. Still can kind of see a bit of the blush too. But yeah, looking dewy, looking fresh. Yeah, not bad. Hi everybody and welcome back. This is a check-in. We are what now? 9 o'clock, so this is at least around 6 hours later. And I did another check-in and you can definitely see perhaps some more glitter flecks underneath my eyes, but I don't know if it's too much from before, really. I think definitely adding the glitter primer to my lids helped to just kind of hold everything in. Let me see if I just kind of rub at this, how that does. Yeah, because it definitely comes off if I rub at it. But I still think it looks really pretty. I don't know kind of the longevity beyond that. The lip gloss, she's gone. I also kind of removed it when I was eating and put Vaseline on and that sort of thing as well. But I'm kind of impressed with the glitter kind of nature of everything. It doesn't look as pigmented or, you know, as bright as it probably did when first applied, but that's to be expected. The highlight on the cheek looks pretty good still. Again, maybe not as bright as before, but that is also kind of to be expected with normal wear of products. But yeah, it was fun playing with these. I think I would love to do a beautiful kind of purple eye with this and more of like a rose gold one, and topping and using them more as kind of like toppers in the center of my lids with other shadows is probably how I will end up using those mostly. And the gloss itself is really pretty. A very glittery finish, not a whole lot of grit feeling on the lips, which is always a nice thing. And it wasn't too sticky or tacky either. So I would definitely get other glosses. It's just, how many glosses does a girl need at the end of the day? But yeah, so I will put the link to Aeva Beauty below. I think that's how you pronounce them. Sorry if that is incorrect. But I hope you go check them out. Go support Black-owned businesses, Black-owned beauty brands, small businesses, businesses that aren't big corporations. Your dollar matters where it is put. So Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a great night, day, wherever you are, whatever you may be doing. Try to do something you love every day if you can. And thanks again for being here. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.